The following is a presentation of Radio Alabama Sports. This broadcast is copyrighted by Radio Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited.
From Radio Alabama Sports, this is the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network. Wetumpka Baseball is presented by Collier Ford. Come on to Collier Ford. Proudly serving the River region for nearly 75 years. Online at collierfordinc.com. RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty and RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty Plus. Kathy Thornton, Chad Barrett, and Beverly Wright are your River region real estate experts. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success. Baptist Health, the official healthcare provider of the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network. Your health is our mission. Online at baptistfirst.org and the City of Wetumpka.
Well, we've made it to a rivalry series to decide an area championship between Wetumpka and Stanhope Elmore. It's game one of the three-game series here at Bazemore Field. We welcome you in. I'm Gavin Baxley, joined by Mitch Petrie. We've got a big game on our hands here this afternoon, Mitch. It's going to be an exciting one here. It's always fun when Wetumpka and Stanhope Elmore go at it, but both teams right now undefeated in area play after sweeping Percy Julian for both teams. And it all comes down to today and the doubleheader on Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about how important this game is. Obviously a rivalry game. Both teams are really going to want to come away with the victory. But you've got a three-game set to decide what happens in the area championship, or to determine who gets the area championship, and then, of course, home field advantage throughout the first and possible second rounds of the playoffs. So it's definitely a lot at stake here, and you'd like to start off the series with a win. It really takes a lot of pressure off of that Thursday doubleheader, which is at their place.
The Indians come in at 19-7, 3-0 in the area, while Stanhope Elmore, also an undefeated record in area play, 17-11 on the season. The Mustangs are, however, coming off of a pretty tough loss. Lost 10-0 to 7A Enterprise, which snapped a bit of a winning streak for the Mustangs. Now, Mitch, I've been told, rumor has it is, that you've got two First Community Bank keys, RE/MAX Cornerstone keys to the game here today. And so go ahead and tell me what you got for me.
Yeah, well, the streets were definitely correct in that regard. Indians are 14-1 when scoring 4 or more runs. It feels like that 4-run number is the magic number for them so far. So you put up 4, and I really like the chances for the black and gold. And then, of course, you threw the bullpen game on Friday against Holtville. Now you've got a bunch of fresh arms heading into this all-important 3-game set. Miller Lombardi on the bump today. We'll talk more about that as we get closer to first pitch, but you got to let him go deep in this game. Keep those arms fresh, and that way you have a variety of options on how you want to play that Thursday doubleheader.
That is our First Community Bank keys to the game. I had it right the first time. It's hot. Give us a break here on this Tuesday afternoon. Now we'll get into our RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty starting lineups. And for Wetumpka, who will be in the field to start things off, Miller Lombardi will be on the mound with Logan Fawcett as the catcher. Asher Nobles at first base. Peyton Dickey is the second baseman. Connor Jacks at third, and Aiden Peak will be playing shortstop this afternoon. Henry Evers in left field, Bobo Browning in center, and Kyle Richardson in right field facing off against the Stanhope Elmore Mustangs.
Yeah, and at the dish for the Mustangs, they're going to be led off by number 24, Noah Allen, the second baseman. Hayden Anderson, the shortstop, will follow him, and batting third is Grayson Jones, the right fielder. Those three due up here in the top of the first. The cleanup hitter is Kavarius Ellis, the center fielder, followed by Braden Smith, the third baseman. Jersey number 99, don't see that too often. Maybe a little Aaron Judge inspiration. Cooper Mitchell out in left field is the 6-hole hitter tonight. 7-hole hitter Davis Foshi serving as the designated hitter. Also the quarterback of the Mustangs football team. Could be an arm to watch in the bullpen tonight. Tristan Wilson, the catcher, and they will round out their lineup with the first baseman, Jacob Tharp.
Going to be a fun one here this afternoon. We'll take a quick break and then first pitch of game one of this three-game series. Glad you're along with us on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Right here at home with Baptist Health. From emergency care to advanced heart services, orthopedics, and women's health, Baptist Health is delivering the kind of care our community deserves, close to home. Their team of physicians, nurses, and specialists are committed to one thing, you and your family. Because great healthcare isn't about treatment, it's about trust. Choose the care more families across Central Alabama count on every day. Baptist Health, stronger together.
At First Community Bank of Central Alabama, banking's about real relationships, trust, kindness, and a shared commitment to making life better. As your neighbor and partner across Elmore and Autauga counties, we're here for you, whether you're planning your future, buying your first home, or building your wealth. With our local knowledge and heartfelt support, you can count on us. First Community Bank of Central Alabama. Let's do life together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When your job depends on quality building materials, depend on Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply. From framing lumber and roofing to concrete, drywall, and fasteners, we've got the materials to build it right and build it strong. Whether you're a contractor or a do-it-yourselfer, if you're building, you belong here. With dependable products and local service you can trust, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your go-to source for building materials.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Back now as we get ready for first pitch. It's time for our national anthem. We'll take a quick moment before first pitch.
Fans at this time, ladies, if you please rise and remove cover as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
That's our national anthem. Let's take a quick moment to pause for station identification before first pitch on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network.
105.1 WRFS is WRFS-FM, Rockford, Alexander City, Lake Martin, Wetumpka, Prattville, Montgomery, home of the Wetumpka Indians on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network.
Gavin Baxley alongside Mitch Petrie as we get ready for first pitch of this three-game rivalry series. The head ball coach for the Indians, Russ Brooks, and for the Mustangs, it's DK Schumann. As we go into what is technically game 26, game 27, it depends. Percy Julian forfeit one of those, or the final game of that three-game series, so the numbers are a little iffy, but you get the idea. We've gone through a lot of this season, and that has allowed this team to continue to improve and find its identity, right, as we get into this ballgame.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about identity, and I think one thing that this team really prides itself on is the plate discipline. A lot of walks coming and averaging just over 5 walks a game throughout the course of the season. You've got a couple of guys who really know when to swing, know when to take a pitch, and it feels like that's really helped this team score a lot of runs across the course of the season.
Wetumpka's coming off of a win against Hopeville. That was on Saturday. Indians won that one 9-0 in the home matchup, as Indians have been pretty successful at home as of late. They're 7-2 on the year. Remember, they got a win over Percy Julian here last week to start off that three-game series, then beat Hopeville. Connor Jackson went 2 for 3 in that ball game, as well as Aiden Peak. They kind of led the way, and we're going to see both of those guys in the lineup today as well. Aiden Peak has become a real hot hitter for this Indians team, and expecting to see a little bit more of that today. And some good plays at the shortstop position this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's kind of become a utility guy, playing a lot of different spots, sometimes in the outfield, sometimes coming in the infield as well. Just kind of really a versatility guy, real five-tool player, and definitely has the power. And that's a huge thing that this team has needed is some power bats, and Aiden Peak has really stepped up and filled that role so far.
Mustangs coming up to bat here in just a moment. Leading off for Stanhope is Noah Allen. Again on the mound is Miller Lombardi, who has a 3-1 record on the year. 7 games played, 3 starts with 22 2/3 pitched. He's managed 30 strikeouts and just 6 walks. First pitch of the ball game is in for a strike.
And you talk about Miller Lombardi, he is one of the guys on this Indians team, especially in the pitching staff, that has really excelled throughout the course of the season, just recently becoming a starter.
An 0.31 ERA as he deals strike 2. It's an 0-2 count for Allen, the second baseman. And that 0.31 ERA, that leads the team by a wide margin. 0-2 pitch, just outside.
And that's exactly what you want to see on an 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball off the plate. Try to see if you can get the swing and miss, but don't give him anything to hit.
Now for the 1-2. Taking as the count evens up 2 apiece.
Again, same thing. You're ahead in the count. A little bit closer that time. Looked like it might have been a fastball, but still trying to get the swing and the miss.
2-2 is tapped up foul. Our official start time, 5:01 p.m. today. 84 degrees here at Bazemore Field. Slight wind, 7 miles an hour from southwest, going from left to right field right now. We'll try the 2-2 again. This one is golf to center field. It's Browning trailing over to the right side for it, and he's got the first out.
Yeah, and that's just a routine fly ball there for Bobo Browning. He's made a lot of really difficult catches across the course of the season. That one, not so much.
It'll bring up Hayden Anderson, getting the start at shortstop today for Stanhope. The righty batter, Stanhope Elmore in their all-gray uniforms with black helmets. First pitch is in for strike 1. Indians, on the other hand, in white jerseys, black numbers, and black bottoms. Pitch, swung and missed.
And that's back-to-back batters that Lombardi's jumped out to an 0-2 lead in the count.
Last time it evened back up before we had the fly out. See how he goes for it here. This one is swung on and sent to left field. It drops in front of the left fielder Evers for a base hit for Stanhope Elmore. Second batter up and already a single for the Mustangs. They've got a man at first. Grayson Jones, the right fielder, coming up with a runner on. No score, 1 out in the top of the first. His pitch, again, swung on for a strike. Those first 2 pitches of every at bat have been lights out so far. Trying to pick off at first, won't get him in time. First baseman is Asher Nobles today. Couldn't get the tag in time as Anderson got back safely. Still leading off. He looked over there. Now he's ready to pitch. Nope, he'll try to pick off again. Can't get him.
That one's a lot closer, though. Good decision from Lombardi. Just beat it by maybe a quarter of a step there.
Certainly keeping Anderson honest here. We may finally get the 0-1 pitch as he looks over to first again. Now he'll deal outside. A ball and a strike here for Jones. Lombardi again looking at Anderson, who's leading off. He'll pitch again outside and a 2-1 count.
You wonder if with the 2 consecutive pickoffs, maybe Lombardi's a little bit worried about Anderson taking off for second, but Got to trust Fawcett here. He's got a good arm.
He'll try a pickoff once more, and again, called safe. It is getting closer and closer, though.
Yeah, it is, and you can kind of see the reaction from Lombardi there. I think he thought he got him. Umpire disagrees.
2 balls and a strike for Jones. Pitch is swung on and fouled. Lombardi last time out, he pitched for 1 inning against Hopeville. It was a hitless inning and dealt 1 strikeout. He did have 6 strikeouts against Marbury, though. That was the time before that on April 4th. Count evens up 2 each. Still the 1 out, no score. Pitch is skied to foul territory near the Indians' dugout. Everybody takes cover and stays safe.
Well, and Anderson got the jump for second there. Maybe Mustangs trying to get a little bit of a hit and run here, but with 1 out, it could be a little bit dangerous. A pop-up in the infield, and you could get real close to double play.
He's looked really aggressive for it a moment ago. Trying the 2-2 again. Wave and a miss, and he goes down. First strikeout of the afternoon coming from Lombardi.
And that's a good, timely strikeout. You recover with a little bit of a longer at-bat after the base hit, but you get the strikeout anyway. And Lombardi, it's the reason why he's got 30, now 31 strikeouts on the season. He can make guys swing and miss.
Well, after starting with 0-2 counts against the first 2 batters, that time he had to kind of play from behind with a 2-1 and managed to win the battle anyway. It's Kavarius Ellis now in the 4 slot. A wave and a miss on the first pitch.
That's 4 batters in a row with a first pitch strike.
He's caught a lot of them swinging so far, either with good pitches or Stanhope Elmore has the green light here. Still Anderson at first. 0-1. Tipped for a foul. Lombardi with a chance to end the top of the first here and strand a runner. Now with an 0-2 count and 2 outs. He'll look over again. Now he'll deal. Called for a strike. He's taken out looking. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the first. We are scoreless after the Mustangs strand a runner off 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Indians coming up to bat when we return on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Gear up for a flavor victory at Wharf Casual Seafood. Whether you're craving seafood classics like shrimp or crab claws, or wanting to tackle a juicy burger or crisp salad, we've got your winning play. Dine in with us or grab a meal to go and find out why every bite is a win at Wharf Casual Seafood. Check out our menu at wharfcasualseafood.com. The coast is here.
When it comes to real estate in the River region, trust the team that puts you first. Chad Barrett, Beverly Wright, and Kathy Thornton. With experience, dedication, and a commitment to making every move smooth, they're here to guide you whether you're buying, selling, or investing. Together at RE/MAX Cornerstone and RE/MAX Cornerstone Plus, they're the names families across our community count on. Call today and let Chad, Beverly, or Kathy help with your next move.
Indians coming up to bat for the first time today in the bottom of the first. We are scoreless. And after Miller Lombardi dealt 2 strikeouts in the opening inning, he will lead off for the Indians in the batting order. Connor Jacks behind him with Kyle Richardson. Aiden Peak bats in the cleanup spot. Logan Fawcett in the 5-hole. Henry Evers. Then Peyton Dickey. And rounding out the order, Asher Nobles and Bobo Browning.
And for the Mustangs, it's Jordan Jones on the bump. He'll be caught by Tristan Wilson. And over at first base, it's Jacob Tharp. Noah Allen at second. Hayden Anderson at shortstop. Braden Smith over at third base. Out in left field, it's Cooper Mitchell. At center field, it's Kavarius Ellis. And in right field, Grayson Jones. Davis Foshee serving as a designated hitter here tonight.
You mentioned Foshee has the arm. He doesn't get a chance to show it here in the outfield today. Serving as the DH, but Lombardi, who already dealt the 2 strikeouts, he's a strong hitter as well as we get ready for that first at bat. A couple more warm-up pitches for Jordan Jones before we get to it. But Lombardi this year batting .354. He's managed 23 hits along with a few doubles on the year. Again, Lombardi, Jackson, Richardson due up in this bottom of the first. Jones stands at the ready as the lefty batter Lombardi waits for the pitch coming in now. He'll wave and miss. Actually got a small piece of that for a tipped foul. Lombardi with the 0-1 outside. One count. Pitch is swung at and fouled.
Big cut for Lombardi there. Looks like he was trying to put some heat on that one. Stepped out and really tried to pull that ball down the first base side.
Yeah, fouled it right at his feet instead to send the count to a ball and 2 strikes. There's Jordan Jones now a chance for his first strikeout of the afternoon. Here it is. Lombardi lifts this one to shallow left field. The shortstop will back up, and Hayden Anderson will get under it and make the grab.
And it kind of looked like Lombardi didn't want to swing at that one. Kind of stopped his swing halfway through, checked it almost, and kind of why it flared to the opposite field and straight up in the sky.
Connor Jacks comes up after the pop out for Lombardi. Batting right-handed, pitch to Jacks. Swung on and fouled. Indians right now on technically a 6-game winning streak, including the forfeit against Percy Julian. Indians won the first 2 games of that series by run rules, 13-0 and 20-0. 0-1. Swung at, chopper to third, takes a high hop and a barehanded throw. Will not be in time, and a base hit for Connor Jacks.
And that's the hustle from Connor Jacks. Getting to the bag in time, not giving up on it, even though it's a little bit of a chopper. And that's a tough play for Smith at third base to make. He goes with the bare hand, and even if the throw was on target, I'm not sure that it would have been in time. It would have been real close.
Well, it just took such a high hop. He had to just wait for it for a while. Yeah, caught it with that bare right hand. Throw had some heat on it, but I agree with you. I don't think he had to play anyway. Kyle Richardson up with a runner at first. No score in the bottom of the first inning. And 1 out for Wetumpka. Pitch to Richardson. Taken inside. Richardson was playing in right field in the top of this inning. Jones will take a breath, get the nod, and deal. Inside by a wide margin there. Richardson had to get out of the way.
Yeah, and Wilson, I don't think was expecting it to be that far inside. Kind of dropped the ball out of his glove for a second and just scrambled to get it and make sure Jacks didn't take off for a second.
So now a 2-0 count for Richardson. Immediately following up that base single from Jacks a moment ago. They'll try a pickoff attempt that is nowhere close. First baseman is Jacob Tharp. Couldn't get the tag on Jacks. Now the 2-0. High and inside.
And I think right now, as you kind of see Jones struggling with his command a little bit, I think you got to leave the bat on the shoulder here in this 3-0 count. Normally, I'd say Richardson has the green light, but
3-0 the count. Jacks will step off. Jones will step off. He's trying to get Jacks, but never actually threw to first. Now the 3-0. inside again, and you're right, Richardson chooses to hold the bat steady, and it pays off for a walk.
And that's what I talked about in the beginning of this broadcast is this Indians team's got some plate discipline. Richardson shows it there, not testing anything, and all 4 of those pitches inside, something to watch.
Kyle Richardson has been walked 19 times this season. That is the most among any of the Indians. Runners at first and second now. Aiden Peak up to bat, 1 out, no score in the bottom of the first. Pitch, Peak chops towards the pitcher. It'll be caught by Jones. He'll toss to third and get Connor Jacks out en route. Fielder's choice gets Aiden Peak up to first, and Kyle Richardson advances to second, but Jacks goes down on the way to third. That makes 2 outs. Logan Fawcett now coming up, still with a runner in scoring position, and Richardson at second.
And Fawcett has kind of had a really solid last couple of games, 4 for 9 in his last 5 games, and drawn 4 walks, hit by pitch 5 times. So 9 free passes to first base and 2 extra base hits in those 4.
Could certainly use a free pass here that would load the bases if he got it. Jones looking back at second. Now he'll pitch, as may have had time before that pitch counted. No, I think they're going to call for a ball still. That was odd. Umpire kind of stood up before the pitch actually came through.
And it looked like Fawcett was on his way out of the box as well.
Yeah, there we go. We're saying that that pitch did not count, so no count on what was initially considered to be a ball. So we'll try this first pitch again. No, pickoff attempt at second. They will not get him. Richardson dives back safely.
And, well, that was a good pickoff attempt there from Jones. I mean, you cannot throw a more perfect pickoff attempt. Low, right at the knees of your shortstop. Easy for him to make the tag.
They've got the shortstop Anderson shifted over closer to the second base bag. That's who he threw to for the attempted pickoff. Now he'll pitch. Fawcett, a ground ball that will get through to right field. He'll head for first. It'll bring Richardson all the way around, racing home, trying to make a tag at the plate, and Stanhope got him. They made the throw in time to Tristan Wilson as Richardson tried to hop, skip, and jump around him, but just didn't have any space for it, and that's the third out.
That's tough. You leave 2 stranded on a slow-rolling ground ball. I think you might have a little bit more time than you do, but that was a good throw from Jones out in right field.
Stanhope Elmore manages to keep things scoreless despite a couple of hits for the Indians. And we head to the second with Goose Eggs on the board on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Safety starts with Montgomery Fire Equipment Company. From inspections and extinguisher service to full fire suppression systems, businesses across Alabama trust our team to protect what matters most. And now, we're hiring. We're looking for new fire technicians to join our team. If you're hardworking and ready to make a difference, this is your chance. Montgomery Fire Equipment, protecting people, property, and progress.
Come to Collier.
Looking for power, performance, and adventure? You'll find it all at Collier Ford in Wetumpka. Whether it's the legendary Ford F-150 built to tackle any job, the bold and capable Ford Bronco built for the trails, or the versatile Bronco Sport perfect for every road trip, Collier Ford has the right ride for you. Proudly serving the River region since 1952. We're here to keep you on the road.
Come to Collier.
Our first and second innings are brought to you by State Farm agent Jackson Hagan. Like a good neighbor, Jackson Hagan is there. Indians are scoreless against Stanhope Elmore after the first inning. We enter the top of the second. It was a little frustrating there for Wetumpka as Kyle Richardson had a chance at home plate, but a heck of a throw from Grayson Jones recorded that final out at home plate thanks to a great tag from Tristan Wilson.
Yeah, Richardson tried everything in his power to dodge that tag, but when you have that much time to prepare for it, I mean, he was probably about only 2/3 of the way home by the time that ball reached the catcher.
Officially, it goes down as 2 hits, no runs, no errors, 2 left on base as Braden Smith comes up to bat for the Mustangs. Lombardi dealing another swing and miss strike.
And that's a first pitch strike to every single batter he's faced so far tonight. Five straight.
Already has 2 strikeouts, including the last 2 batters he faced. The 0-1 is called for a strike. Again, an 0-2 count. Third time we've seen that today. This pitch is driven past Lombardi, picked up by the shortstop, and a high throw will not get there. The throw was in time, but it was a little off the plate. Nobles had to jump for it, and the foot wasn't on the bag when he made the catch.
Yeah, and I believe they'll probably credit that as an error against Aiden Peak there. And it was a tough play for him to grab it. Kind of took a really gnarly hop right as it hit the infield dirt, caught it right at his stomach, and it was a good job to field it. Just a little bit of a high throw, like you mentioned.
I think they will call that as a hit, actually. That's a tough play to make from that far of a throw as well. 2 hits apiece for these 2 teams, as the first pitch is a bunted or missed bunt strike. They tried to pick off first as well, did not manage to get Smith. This is Cooper Mitchell, by the way, who now has an 0-1 count after that. Mustangs had 1 base hit in the first. 0-1, bunted again, trailing down the first base line. Perfectly placed, but they'll still make the throw to first in time for the out.
And, yeah, you mentioned perfectly placed. I mean, I don't think you can draw up a more perfect bunt than that. Came right down the first base line and maybe went about 8 feet from home plate. It was a good job by Lombardi to hustle up, get it, and spin around and make the throw in plenty of time.
Goes down as a sac bunt for Cooper Mitchell, as Braden Smith now stands at second. 1 out, no score in the top of the second. Mustangs now with Davis Foshi, designated hitter. Lombardi looks back at second, now dealing to Foshi for ball 1. Looking back, they'll try the pick off at second, will not get him. Braden Smith gets back safely. Want to clean up the books here for a second. They have actually ruled that as an error for Braden Smith. Called it as a throwing error against Peak for being just a little bit off the bag and made Asher Nobles jump for it. 1-0 pitch, fouled back. Braden Smith is ready to roll, though. He has been taking off from second every chance he gets. Has to go back because of the foul.
And, I mean, I guess it makes sense. You sacrifice, bunt him over to second. Now with 1 out, you can kind of feel maybe a little bit of liberty to try and swipe it back and get in scoring position where a sac fly would get you home as well.
1-1 pitch for Foshi will come now. Taking inside. We'll have Tristan Wilson coming up behind Foshi, barring a double play here. Lombardi looking back again, trying to pick off. They've got a chance this time. Not quite. Or they have been getting closer and closer. Aiden Peak was able to race over to second, the shortstop, but just not quite enough for them to pick off Braden Smith. Lombardi looking back again. Now the 2-1 is called for a strike, and the count evens back up at 2 each.
That was a gnarly pitch there from Lombardi. That thing broke a good, probably almost a foot. That was started right at Foshi and then just broke right over the heart of the plate.
Picks up that second strike. He's looking for his 3rd strikeout through the first 2 innings. Lombardi picking off again. Still cannot make the tag. Well, they've tried about 5 pickoff attempts so far today. Yet to get one so far. He'll look back again. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and skied to right field. It's Richardson who calls everyone off and has the catch. No one will be able to advance either. Thought for a moment that Braden Smith might try to tag up, but he does not. He stays at second.
And honestly, that's probably the right decision for him. Richardson fired that thing. I think he would have beat him by a country mile.
Smith stays at second base. He's the only runner on for Stanhope with 2 outs. And Tristan Wilson, the catcher, coming up to bat. No score in the top of the first. Lombardi again trying to pick off, and still unsuccessful. Little mind game between Braden Smith and Miller Lombardi has been interesting. Now he'll finally pitch to Wilson for a called strike. Oh, 1. In for a strike. 0-2 count now for Tristan Wilson.
And Lombardi kind of trying to put him in the rocking chair a little bit. First pitch fastball, second pitch off speed, both on that outside edge of the plate. Called strike both times. Wilson's going to have to get defensive here, down 0-2.
Been trying to paint the corners. Can he do it again? To end the top of the second. Again, staring down second base. Now he fires. They will appeal on a check swing, and he is called out. And that will end the top of the first. Wilson with a strikeout. That's number 3 for Lombardi. It ends the top of the first, or top of the second. We are still scoreless between the Indians and the Mustangs on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Injuries don't wait, and neither should you. At Baptist Ortho Now, you get fast, specialized care for sprains, strains, fractures, and sports injuries without the ER wait. Walk in and be seen by orthopedic specialists with on-site x-rays, casting, and treatment all in one place. No appointment needed, just real care right when you need it. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 8 for injuries that can't wait, but don't need the emergency room. Baptist Ortho Now. Walk in, get treated, get back.
Hey, I'm Chad Barrett with Remax Cornerstone. I love helping families in Central Alabama find their place to call home. Whether you're buying in Prattville, selling in Wetumpka, or moving anywhere across the river region, I'll make the process smooth and successful. Call me, Chad Barrett at Remax Cornerstone. Let's find your perfect home together.
You're listening to the Wetumpka Indians on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network. Now, back to the action from the Central Alabama Community College broadcast booth.
Bottom of the second, our first and second innings brought to you by State Farm agent Jackson Hagan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Jackson Hagan is there. We are still scoreless in the bottom of the second. Indians coming back up to bat with Henry Evers, Peyton Dickey, and Asher Nobles due up.
Yeah, and it was a little bit of a frustrating inning, I think, for the Indians in that first one. You had a couple of hits, you had a walk, and unable to come away, you strand 2, and that's just not what you want to see to start things off. But on the flip side, you can look at that, and Indians seem to be picking up on what Jones is laying down so far, and hope to see that continue here in the second inning.
Wetumpka managed 4 batters to end up getting on. Remember, they had 2 get picked off, 1 at second, 1 at home. And that one at home obviously kept the Indians off the scoreboard, but also ended the first inning. Henry Evers is up now. Pitch to him is inside. Evers, the senior. 1-0. Swung on, driven foul towards right field.
And that's a good swing. You foul it off regardless, but you make really solid contact with it, just a little bit behind that one.
Even at 1 apiece. Jones' pitch is called for a strike. Caught the inside corner there. One, two. Swung on again and skied foul.
That's good defensive hitting right there. A 1-2 count. You got to swing at anything close, and you don't like it, just try to foul it off. Get one that you do.
Evers has 9 hits on the season. A .333 on-base percentage. Mustangs will call time for a moment. Tristan Wilson, the catcher, wants to have a word with his guy Jones on the mound. Stanhope Elmore, I mentioned, is coming off the loss against Enterprise. They actually had a few games between the Percy Julian series and this one. They beat Opelika and Calera out in Millbrook. Won the Opelika game 3-2, beat Calera in a shutout, nothing ball game. And this is the end of their season, by the way, with this Wetumpka series. They are done after this for the regular season. Wetumpka still has a non-con game or non-area game against Pike Road. That'll be early next week. We resume with a 1-2 pitch inside.
That was really close. It looked like it was maybe just an inch or two away from catching Evers right there on the elbow. That's not a fun one.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Evers. Indians looking to continue what is now a 4-batter on-base streak, going back to last inning. Pitch in the zone, and he will go down. Jones picks up his first strikeout, and he catches Evers looking. Peyton Dickey up.
Number 2, Peyton Dickey.
Dickey with no one on, no score, and 1 out in the bottom of the second. He takes a strike on the first pitch. Oh, 1. Taken downstairs. I mentioned the winning streak that Wetumpka is on, and they've kind of rallied a little bit after a bit of a frustrating stint there at the middle and end of March. 1-1 pitch downstairs. They lost 3 consecutive games. That was part of the Hoover tournament. Tuscaloosa County, Vestavia Hills, and Bearden. That's a Tennessee team right there. And then did get a win over Munford, but back-to-back losses to Trinity and Prattville. 2-1 pitch, high and inside. And, you know, they've kind of had to battle through that adversity a little bit and find a way to rally through this season. They've kind of done so here in a time where it really matters most, right, at the end of the regular season. 3-1 pitch for Nobles. That one is well outside, almost took him out. He will race for first. Not sure why he ran. He was already going to take a walk.
Oh, I think on the pass ball, and it kind of was looking like Wilson was not in a hurry to trot back to the backstop and pick that. Tried to catch him napping. But Dickey's a guy who's got some speed here, and with just 1 out, you could look for a possible steal here. This Indians team seems to go for it pretty often. He's got 4 on the season so far.
So a runner stands at first in Peyton Dickey with 1 out, and Asher Nobles up to the plate in a scoreless bottom of the second. Pitch is chopped towards the second baseman. He'll make a toss to first. That's Noah Allen who scooped the out.
Yeah, way too slow to turn 2 there, and a smart play by Allen just to take the guaranteed out at first base, not try to turn 2, and just smart decision there. Now, as Bobo Browning comes up to the plate, runner in scoring position for him.
Yeah, Peyton Dickey did advance to second off of that play. Still 2 outs, though, so it gets a little tough on Bobo Browning. Been one of the more powerful hitters for this Indians team. He's got 2 home runs this year, along with 4 doubles on his 20 total hits. Pitch Swung at, driven to right field here. He'll head to first. Again, Indians thought about racing home, this time thinking a little bit wiser about it. Dickey will stay at third. Indians with runners on the corners.
And I love that from Bobo Browning. You step up in the plate, you immediately see a pitch you like, drive it the other way, right between the second baseman and first baseman. That's just a beautiful piece of hitting right there from Bobo Browning.
Well, that was extremely similar to what we saw from Logan Fawcett in the first inning that went through, and they made the throw to home on Richardson. This time, Indians thinking about it, remembering that a little bit, and keeping the runner at third and Peyton Dickey. Back to the top of the order for Wetumpka with Miller Lombardi. A runner at first and a runner at third. Trying to break the no-score ball game in the bottom of the second. Jones takes a breath, now fires for strike one. Catching the outside corner there. Picked up the one strikeout. That's how we started the bottom of the second. Wetumpka's had two get on since in Dickey and Browning off of a walk and a base hit. 0-1. Swung at, drilled to right field. It will fall just foul, though. Trailed off just a little bit into foul territory.
And had it come down fair, I think that might have been extra bases for Lombardi. He was rolling right towards the corner and just missed it by a couple of feet.
And no question about that. It was now an 0-2 count. A chance for Jordan Jones to get out of another tough situation here. With the two outs, a strike could or will end the inning. Pitch is well outside into the opposite batter's box.
And that's something that Jones is going to struggle with here. Lombardi's struck out just 5 times over the course of 65 at-bats. Real contact hitter, leads the team with average as well, and RBIs, a chance to add to that here.
Well, we all knocked on wood, just so you're aware, so don't blame us here. Jones will step off and take a moment as he looked back at first base. Waiting on the call, now he's ready. Here's a 1-2 pitch that is waved and missed. Lombardi goes down, and it's Mitch's fault for jinxing him.
It was a foul tip, not a strikeout. He did give the signal.
Fair enough. Lombardi will go down. Indians strand runners on first and third. That'll end the second inning with no score on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Right here at home with Baptist Health. From emergency care to advanced heart services, orthopedics, and women's health, Baptist Health is delivering the kind of care our community deserves, close to home. Their team of physicians, nurses, and specialists are committed to one thing, you and your family. Because great healthcare isn't about treatment, it's about trust. Choose the care more families across Central Alabama count on every day. Baptist Health, stronger together.
Are you tired of slow internet? With Central Access, you get the speeds you pay for, delivered directly to your door, so you won't get bogged down when your neighbors are online too. Stream, game, work, and video chat. No contracts, no data caps, no price hikes, nothing but an exceptional online experience. Check availability today at caecaccess.com. Central Access, your local link to broadband.
Whether it's an everyday sprain, strain, fracture, or sports injury that doesn't require a trip to the ER, Baptist Ortho now offers urgent orthopedic injury care with walk-in convenience 6 days a week. Visit online at baptisthealth.org. We are scoreless between the Mustangs and the Indians in Game 1 of this 3-game series, and taking you through the next couple innings is Mitch Petrie.
Well, hopefully I can get some runs on the board for us. Would love to see that, but Lombardi's still on the bump to lead us away here in the top of the third. It's 9-1-2, due up for the Mustangs. Jacob Tharp, Noah Allen, and Hayden Anderson. Tharp, the first baseman, will lead us off. Lombardi's pitched really well throughout the course of this game so far. picks up a couple of strikeouts, only giving up just one hit across the 2 innings so far. First pitch of this one is upstairs for ball 1. I believe that is only the second batter across the course of this game that he has not delivered a first pitch strike to.
He's been really good in the start of each at bat.
And he bounces back there, called strike 1 on the outside edge of the plate, fastball in there.
Remember last time he started from behind, he ended up with a strikeout against Grayson Jones in the first.
Same pitch, same result there. Might have been an off-speed pitch that time, but on the outside edge of the plate, called strike 2. 1-2 for Lombardi now as he looks to pick up his 4th strikeout of the night. Lombardi comes set and delivers. Breaking ball just a tad upstairs there. It was a good pitch.
That ball came off really high off of his hand and almost dropped down enough to get in the top of the zone there, but just not quite enough break that he needed.
We're even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lombardi, the pitch, swing and a miss. 4 on the night for Lombardi, and he starts this one off the same way he ended the top of the second. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lombardi.
It's 2 times now that he's had back-to-back strikeouts, by the way. If you go back to the first, he did so as well. And again, managing to battle back into the count. That's what we saw there.
Yeah, and it just added to that strikeout total so far this season. He's got the ability to make guys swing and miss. Noah Allen didn't do that his first time up, though. Flew out to Bobo Browning, and leadoff man back in the box for the Mustangs. Lombardi starts us off. Breaking ball called for strike 1. Really starting to find his groove, it feels like.
He's been painting the corners really well so far.
The 0-1 is lifted out into straightaway center, and much like the first time, Bobo Browning will make the grab. 2 down here as we are still scoreless in the top of this 3rd inning. A quick 2 outs for Miller Lombardi as well. That'll bring up the shortstop, Hayden Anderson. He collected the only base hit of the night for the Mustangs in his first time up, and then was stranded on first after the back-to-back strikeouts. And ball 1 on the outside edge of the plate. Lombardi trying to paint those corners again. He's done it pretty well so far, but won't get the call that time. The 1-0, as well outside that time. Looked like Lombardi just let it slip a tiny bit. 2-0 now. Bouncing that one. It's been a little bit of a rough at bat. 3 consecutive balls for Miller Lombardi, and now in danger of walking a batter here with 2 outs. Just a 3-0 count for Lombardi. And Anderson, one of just a few base runners so far that the Mustangs have had. I mentioned he collected the only hit, and will draw the walk here. Lombardi lost that one and will load one on first base, giving him a free pass here on a 4-pitch walk.
It was kind of uncharacteristic from what we saw for the first 2 batters where, I mean, he was really effective in finding the exact spot in the zone he wanted. You saw a really good break, and that time just kind of overshooting a little bit on each pitch.
Yeah, now it's all about recovery for Lombardi. Got to get that one out of your head and start attacking this next batter, Grayson Jones, the right fielder. That one lifted high down the third base side, straight up in the air. Connor Jacks looks like he's got a read on it, and he does. So the walk won't matter. The Mustangs strand another, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd, still knotted at 0. This is the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Protect what matters most with State Farm agent Jackson Hagan in Wetumpka. From auto and home to life insurance, Jackson Hagan and his dedicated team offer personalized service to ensure you have comprehensive coverage tailored to your needs. As a local agent, Jackson Hagan understands the unique challenges you face and is committed to guiding you through every step, from quotes to claims. Trust in a neighbor who truly cares. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Jackson Hagan is there. Call 334-478-3864 for a quote today.
Hungry for fresh, flavorful seafood? Come to Wharf Casual Seafood, your local spot for shrimp, crab claws, mahi-mahi, and all your coastal favorites. Looking for a budget-friendly bite? Check out our tasty lunch specials featuring wraps, salads, shrimp, and more. Wharf Casual Seafood. WharfCasualSeafood.com. The coast is here.
Beverly Wright, Kathy Thornton, and Chad Barrett are your hometown real estate experts with RE/MAX Cornerstone and RE/MAX Cornerstone Plus. When it's time for your next move, choose the best. RE/MAX Cornerstone and RE/MAX Cornerstone Plus, the official real estate partner of the Wetumpka Sports Network. Here in the bottom of this third inning, we are still knotted up at 0 as it is 2-3-4 due up for the Indians. Connor Jacks is going to lead us off.
Jack's already with a base hit today, by the way, in the first. And remember, he ended up getting picked off, actually, on his way to third back in the first. He was one of 2 guys to get picked off just in that first inning.
Yeah, Jax did collect a base hit for the Indians, 1 of 3 so far tonight. And the first pitch from Jones is a ground ball, or well, foul tip straight into home plate, and Jack's behind in the count 0-1. And it's a couple of guys who have been really productive for the Indians so far this season due up in this inning, and a chance to try and break this scoreless tie. Jack's swing and a miss on the second pitch, behind in the count 0-2.
Well, remember, Wetumpka has had a lot of opportunities already today with, you've already got 3 hits. You've left 4 on base as well. A couple guys getting picked off in the process, too.
And it's going to be a battle here for Jax, behind in the count 0-2. And Jones comes home with it and didn't even test the zone that time. Breaking ball well outside, a little bit low as well.
And that one was violently breaking as soon as it came off of his hand. You could tell that was going to go out of the zone.
1-2 is downstairs. Good eye from Jackson. Evens the count up 2-2.
A lot of pitches in this at-bat have really been kind of trailing into the opposite batter's box here. Got to try and tighten it up just a little to find this last strike.
And good 2-out hitting here from Jax. Pops it up. I think it took a hop first, and an errant throw from the shortstop. Jax is going to round first and head into second. And leadoff man in scoring position for the Indians. Credit him with the hit that time. It was a chopper. Bounced right in front of home plate and took a soaring bounce that carried all the way to Anderson at shortstop. And I'm not sure he saw it hit the ground. It kind of looked like he might have expected it just to be a pop-up.
I'm interested to see how they score this one as well, because that could go as an error in the process, too. He had a throw to first, I felt like, and then just completely whiffed on it.
Well, and it was much like that ball down to third base. That's how Jax reached his first time up. He hustled out the infield single, and see how this one goes down in just a moment. But Kyle Richardson at the plate now, and with nobody out and a man in scoring position, Indians are ripe to try and break this scoreless ball game. Jones will look back. Jackson, first pitch of this one is well inside. You remember Richardson had the 4-pitch walk. All of those pitches inside his last time up. Maybe a little bit scared of what Kyle Richard can do if he puts a ball in play.
By the way, they will call that as an error. It was a throwing error against Anderson, the shortstop.
And that error sent Jax all the way to second. Richardson puts this one in play straight to the second baseman, but kind of works like a bunt as Jax will advance over to third. And now the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the third, just 90 feet away for the power hitter, Aiden Peak, and cleanup man.
Yeah, it was just a chopper there that's pretty easily played by Richardson, but just the location of it makes it to where there's just no way you can throw to third, and that allows Jax to get all the way to just 90 feet away from home plate.
Yeah, and you mentioned that. Infield is playing up here, trying to make the out at home. All infielders have their toes on the grass right at the lip of the infield as Aiden Peak comes up. One down and a man at third in Connor Jax. Jones comes home with it. First pitch swinging from Peak, but well foul and out of play down the first base line. 0-1. The 0-1 is low and away, evens up the count at 1-1. We've talked a lot about the power of Aiden Peak. 11 extra base hits on the season, one of 2 Indians with a double, or a triple, that is. 7 doubles for him and 3 home runs. So if he squares it up, he's got some juice. Jones with the 1-1 and called strike 1, much to the dismay of this Indians crowd. And I think they might be right. It looked a little bit outside.
It's actually strike 2 to send it 1-2, but yeah, it was a little bit generous to Jones there.
And Pete kind of turned around and was like, "What's up?" He was a little bit shocked, as was this Indians crowd. But now behind in the count, 1-2. He's going to have to battle here. The pitch is inside, but it's a chopper that is foul ball down the third base line and just bounced right over the bag. And I think the third baseman, Smith, was standing literally right over top of the line. It was this close to being a fair ball, but we'll try the 1-2 again. Pete got out of the box quickly. He was hustling and trying to beat out the throw, but never came. The 1-2. A chopper and gets into the outfield for a base hit. It took a bounce right over the head of Allen, the second baseman. Jacks will come around and the Indians break the scoreless game. They take first blood and a 1-0 lead. And that, it kind of feels like playing up might have bit Stanhope a little bit there. If the second baseman Allen was in his regular spot, I think that would have been a routine play.
There was enough of a chop there that with how high it took a bounce off the dirt there, it just makes it really hard for him to trail back in time to go get it.
So good guys on top here, 1-0 in the bottom of this third. And now another base runner on, Aiden Peak in first base with just 1 out as the catcher Logan Fawcett at the plate now. And Fawcett calls time right before Jones starts his motion. And Jones looks a little bit frustrated by that. And I think it was the same thing that he kind of did in that last at-bat. Fawcett maybe trying to play a little bit of mind games here.
Paid off last time with that single.
And good dive from Fawcett there, breaking ball on the outside edge of the plate. He'll jump out to 1-0, lead in the count. Fawcett steps out of the box momentarily, but stands back in there now. Pickoff attempt, but nothing doing. Peak beat it by a good margin there, nowhere close. And probably could have got back standing if he really wanted to. Jones will come home this time and way upstairs. Wilson, the catcher, had to jump up to save it from going to the backstop and allowing Pink to advance to second. A good defensive play from him, and now Fawcett ahead in the count, 2-0. You mentioned Fawcett had that single his last time up. He's been on a little bit of a tear as of late. 2 doubles in the last 5 games and 4 walks, 5 hit by pitches, and now ahead in the count, 2-0. And we'll cut on this one. It's a chopper that goes right to the second baseman, Allen. He makes a throw to first in plenty of time, so now 2 down, but Aiden Peak will advance to second. So another runner in scoring position as Henry Evers, the left fielder, will come up to the plate.
Henry Evers.
Evers struck out looking in his last time up. Like to avoid the inning-ending strikeout here. Jones looks back to Peak and comes home and pitches well inside, and Evers will take advantage here, 1-0.
Well, Evers had really good patience the last time up, and then it just slipped up there at the very end. Thought he had a really playable pitch that ended up striking him out, and he kind of just let it go and obviously cost him.
See what he can do this time. Chops a base hit into shallow right field. It's a slow roller. Peak made the turn at third, but then retreats back, and that's a smart play. You already had that happen one time, a throw from the right fielder Jones that ended the inning, and don't want to do that here. So now some two-out hitting for the black and gold puts runners on the corners for Peyton Dickey. A nice single there and good recovery from his last at-bat. And now Indians just 90 feet away in Aiden Peak from taking a 2-0 lead, and where a game it feels like runs have been relatively hard to come by thus far. Peyton Dickey has got a chance to help out his teammates. Foul ball and straight back behind the backstop for Dickey, and an 0-1 count to start off. Dickey drew a walk last time up, but was stranded on third base back in the bottom of the second just an inning ago. The 0-1, and they say it was a foul tip, and I'm not super sure I agree with it, and I think Coach Brooks is coming to talk to the umpire as well. Dickey checked his swing there, but definitely pulled back in time. Should not have been a swinging strike, but must have nicked the edge of the bat there, and now it's an 0-2 count for Peyton Dickey, and he's going to have to battle in this one. Grounds that one. It's a chopper to third. Barehanded again. The throw will be in time this go around, and the Indians take a 1-0 lead off of 2 hits and an error and leave 2 stranded. We head to the top of the 4th. Good guys on top. This is the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
We go to the 4th inning, 1-0.
Come to Collier. Looking for power, performance, and adventure? You'll find it all at Collier Ford in Wetumpka. Whether it's the legendary Ford F-150 built to tackle any job, the bold and capable Ford Bronco built for the trails, or the versatile Bronco Sport perfect for every road trip, Collier Ford has the right ride for you. Proudly serving the River region since 1952. We're here to keep you on the road. Come to Collier.
Safety starts with Montgomery Fire Equipment Company. From inspections and extinguisher service to full fire suppression systems, businesses across Alabama trust our team to protect what matters most. And now, we're hiring. We're looking for new fire technicians to join our team. If you're hardworking and ready to make a difference, this is your chance. Montgomery Fire Equipment, protecting people, property, and progress.
105.1 WRFS is WRFS-FM, Rockford, Alexander City, Lake Martin, Wetumpka, Prattville, Montgomery, home of the Wetumpka Indians on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network.
Injuries don't wait, and neither should you. At Baptist Ortho Now, you get fast, specialized care for sprains, strains, fractures, and sports injuries without the ER wait. Walk in and be seen by orthopedic specialists with on-site x-rays, casting, and treatment all in one place. No appointment needed, just real care right when you need it. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 8 for injuries that can't wait, but don't need the emergency room. Baptist Ortho Now. Walk in, get treated, get back.
Welcome you back now for the bottom of the 4th, brought to you by Collier Ford. From tough F-150s to family-friendly SUVs, Collier Ford makes buying easy with great selection and hometown service. No pressure, just honest deals and friendly faces. Stop by Collier Ford on Highway 231 in Wetumpka or shop online. Come to Collier Ford today and drive home your new Ford for less. We're getting ready for the bottom of the fourth. Mitch Petrie had to help us with some technical issues, so we'll toss it back to him for the bottom of the fourth.
And Asher Noble's set to lead us off here. It is 8-9-1 due up for the Indians, and first pitch swinging straight to the shortstop and right over to first. Throw in plenty of time. So one pitch, one out after Anderson fields it cleanly and makes the throw cleanly. And one down here. And apologies for those technical difficulties if you were watching on YouTube and Facebook. What you missed, and it wasn't much. It was a leadoff walk that Miller Lombardi gave up, and then it was a line out to Henry Evers, a pop-up that Lombardi came and caught in foul territory and then struck out Davis Foshee to end the top of that fourth inning. So we are still 1-0 with the Indians on top. One down here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch, a swing and a miss from Bobo Browning, the man in the box now. He had a base hit in his last time up. And it's an 0-1 count to him now. And well outside on the 0-1, evens up the count at 1-1. And ball trickles to the backstop, but no damage done with nobody on, nobody able to advance. Full ones across the board here. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. And 1-0 game, the bottom of the fourth. The pitch is a hard hit chopper that goes straight into the glove of Smith at third base in a high arcing throw, but gets there in plenty of time. 2 ground outs for the Indians, puts it at 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Jones has made quick work of the Indians so far.
A couple decent pieces of contact, but you're not going to get them all here with these ground balls.
And that will bring up the leadoff hitter for the Indians, Miller Lombardi, up at the dish now. He struck out in his last time up, popped up as well, looking for his first base hit. And first pitch swinging from him. It is a fair ground ball straight to the third base. So 3 ground outs for the Indians, but we still lead it 1-0. And we will see you in just a couple of moments for the top of the fifth on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
When your job depends on quality building materials, depend on Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply. From framing lumber and roofing to concrete, drywall, and fasteners, we've got the materials to build it right and build it strong. Whether you're a contractor or a do-it-yourselfer, if you're building, you belong here with dependable products and local service you can trust. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your go-to source for building materials.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Protect what matters most with State Farm agent Jackson Hagan in Wetumpka. From auto and home to life insurance, Jackson Hagan and his dedicated team offer personalized service to ensure you have comprehensive coverage tailored to your needs. As a local agent, Jackson Hagan understands the unique challenges you face and is committed to guiding you through every step, from quotes to claims. Trusted a neighbor who truly cares. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Jackson Hagan is there. Call 334-478-3864 for a quote today.
At First Community Bank, it's more than banking. It's a relationship that lasts. From checkings and savings to loans and mortgages, they're here for every stage of life. Local people, local decisions, and a commitment to a community. First Community Bank. Let's do life together. And got a couple of innings left, 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Gavin Baxley is going to lead us all the way home.
Thank you, Mitch, and managed to get us that 1 run there to give Wetumpka the lead. Stanhope Elmore has been scoreless, but they've also managed to get a runner on in every inning so far, despite just the 1 hit, and they have left 1 on base in every inning so far. Tristan Wilson will lead off for Stanhope Elmore. Jacob Tharp, Noah Allen set to bat behind him. First pitch here to Wilson is just inside. He struck out in the second inning. One of the 5 victims so far of Lombardi, who is 1 away from tying a season high. The 1-0 is called for a strike. Caught that outside corner. One pitch is golf to right field. It'll get over the first baseman. Stanhope Elmore gets a leadoff single from Tristan Wilson.
And that is only the second hit of the ball game for the Mustangs. And, maybe not the prettiest swing, but you'll definitely take the result.
Just had just enough. Was a ball.